Hello, everybody. For those who are watching this video in the future, for me, I just wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this episode. I've been resting for a couple days now, actually. I was gonna be leatherworking yesterday, and I just didn't have like the desire to do it. I more of wanted to rest, and I don't know, I just ended up sleeping in a little bit and um, catching up on some needed rest for sure. Yeah, so I got my breakfast. I had some egg sandwiches. I had a couple of them. I guess I was pretty hungry. And then now I'm just drinking my coffee. So this coffee is actually not hot anymore. Um, but nevertheless, it is strong. So we've been working. A couple things that I don't really want to change too much about my style of streaming. I just want to let it grow and flow naturally. My goal is to do segments of where I'm like talking as things come out naturally. And then I want to have just, like good work where I'm putting in some good work. I think it'll be cool. Here, let me show you though what I've been doing so far. If I put it right there, it'll be perfect. Okay, so I need to get my mat. Wait, 1 second. Okay. So I had been letting this strap dry, the glue, letting the glue in the strap dry. And if you remember, or if you were part of the video, I made these, my gosh, I made these replacement straps, and I need to stain it still and hot stuff it with conditioning leather, or with leather conditioner, excuse me. But this is one thing that I want to work on. So if you can see, these are actually two pieces of leather that I've glued together. So what I need to do is I need to give it like a nice point on both sides. I need to sand the edges, make sure that they're perfectly perfectly straight. And then I need to bevel the edges on this. I need to put it in the machine, the sewing machine, and I need to stitch these two straps together so that they'll last a lifetime. And then I need to make some, let's see, I need to make some leather pieces they would hold this and attach it to here. Oh, so that it can actually, let me see, just so it can actually close, because it's going to be like a belt, you know. This is going to loop around the D-ring, and yeah. Anyways, it's been raining. Woke up this morning and the wind was just intense. I had to pray. It was I woke up. I normally sleep on my right side, and whenever I woke up, I was sleeping on my left side. So yeah, so there's gonna be some beautiful rain noise, but I don't think the microphone's gonna be picking it up, which is okay. It's all right. Okay, so first, let me get my tools from over here. So I was watching one of my videos from, the past, and just seeing some of the mistakes I was making. Yeah, I shouldn't use my phone while I'm streaming. It's not proper, you know. It's kind of rude for people that are giving their time to this. So what I need to do is I need to actually chop the edge so that it's even. So yeah, one thing I like to do is utilize something heavy. This is a block that I have. It's made out of steel. Maybe I can go this way. The thing is, this piece is curving on the end, so I'm trying to get it level. There we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna put this. So it's just cutting off tiny little pieces. But this is giving the edge a nice flush flush fit. And then really what I want to do is just make um, hmm, I just want to make like a little slightly, I'm not exactly sure how to say it. I'm just gonna roll with the punches. Alright, that's not bad. The main thing I want to focus on is actually making sure my blade is vertical. Because if there's any angle, any degree, it'll it'll make the end product look bad. That's fun. So I'm gonna take this to my belt sander there on my burnishing wheel. It's not a belt sander, it's a sanding wheel, I guess. I'm gonna take it to my sanding wheel after, and I'm just gonna go over the edge of this whole strap. I think it'll give it a nicer look. Okay, so if you can see, it's kind of the rough shape, and I kind of went at a slight angle. It's okay though. I'm gonna burn it or sand it out. Excuse me. Now I just need to go on this side and do the same thing. Oh, forgot to clip the end. Okay, I'm gonna have to adjust. This side's way different. Okay. Man, I don't like that. I'm gonna do a little bit of work over here. Hopefully it doesn't get too dirty. Oh, there's the other piece. Man, this is. If you've ever used a mask and glasses at the same time, I don't even know why they invented this process. Is there like a proper way to do this or something? So I just kind of want to send it. It's kind of weird. Oh, the whole thing's moving. Oh my gosh. All right, that's fine. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So this piece of sandpaper was like sliding to the right. So yeah. Okay, cool. You know, one thing that a little bit about me. Let me talk about myself. Just joking. I mean, I am going to, but I'm not trying to be high-minded here. Okay, so I've served. Excuse me. Need some water. So I've always been like a fan, not fan. I've always been interested in weapons and different kinds of like things for self-protection, for protecting my family, and whatnot. So I ended up going into the military, and while I was in the military, I I learned how to use different things, but I had like purpose, you know. I had a reason to almost like every day, you know, there was something to do. Sorry, I know I told you I'm not gonna text. I'm just gonna check message I got. Okay. So I had like a reason. I had like every day I had someone had told me what to do. I mean, you know, whether it be the day before or I had like an idea or like a week before, but I was heading in a direction. So getting out, I've been out for almost 4 years now. and just slight dust in the air. So I've been out for almost 4 years now, and um, at first it's kind of difficult because I was still very like trained, like I did things a specific way, and people didn't really understand that it was just like naturally how I was because of being in the military, the Marine Corps. But one of the things is I had a job that was it wasn't similar, but at the same time, it was similar in the sense that I had someone giving me like a plan. Like here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here and work. And so that was good. But then whenever I got tired of living of doing that job and stuff, um, doing this now, it's almost like this requires me to create the plan, I guess. Well, the thing is though, like I can do basically like whatever. I can like make whatever. Um, I'm choosing to make bags because I don't know, I just enjoy them the most. I enjoy making like a briefcase or something. Probably just because of the complexity of the item and but I really want to get into like the firearms industry, I guess. Oh, one second. Trying to hold my breath. So, I've been like researching some different old school holsters. Uh, there's one called the Tom Three Persons. My name's Tom, and so it was kind of interesting hearing about it. But it's an outside the waistband, so it sits on your hip. Huh. Thank you. So let's see. So hello, welcome everybody. So I sort of just want to kind of incorporate um like the firearms industry into my leatherworking, I guess. Uh, just because the thing is, there's there's a whole world of things you could do. That's really what's so great about life. Um, I don't like whenever sometimes I'm on my phone too long, like watching videos, and you can really get into a vicious cycle of watching your phone, watching videos, scrolling. And sometimes life can feel pointless. You know, connecting with your family is really a big deal. Look at this nice piece, dude. This thing, uh, it's like 35 inches, I think. But I was doing some research on different holsters. There's one called the Tom Three Persons holster, and it was made by this Native American. I only heard the story from someone, so you know I might have it slightly off a little bit, but it's just because I'm doing my best recalling what they are recalling, and so this is basically like sixth hand or third hand knowledge. But it sits on the outside like a western gun, and you know it's easy to draw, quick draw. But I just feel like there's new designs to be made with things. You know, everything has the ability to be improved. Oftentimes we can fall into the trap of just going with what's already available. But we have the ability to create. That's why we are so valuable as humans. Yeah, it's because God made us and He creates, and we're just like Him. So the challenge for the day is to find something in your life that you like. I'll try to think about this for my own life as well. But find something in your life that you like and see if you can make an improvement on it. And I mean, if you're good enough, try to design a whole new thing. We don't have to settle for mediocrity, or just good enough. So I've been taking this tool here. If you notice, it has a channel cut into it. There we go. Has a channel cut, and on this side, it's the same except it's more of a circle or a half circle, semicircle. But you take this on the edge and you slide it across the edge, and it cuts the corner off. And so you end up with a nice piece. Because leather will naturally over time, leather likes to deform and move and conform. And so if you leave the edges unfinished, then it ends up becoming like raggedy or whatever. All right, it's good. So now I'm gonna stitch. Well, actually, before I do that, let's do this. I need to make a holder for this that would attach, and I really hope it's not too thick. I feel like that's a robot. AYOX6. Either they're a robot or they're different as a person. Just had a little bit extra material than I needed. Maybe it's gonna be too thick. Oh my gosh, these freaking bots. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clear the chat. Okay, refresh the chat. Do that. Okay, cool. So this is a process though of making belts, even straps, belts, whatever. All right, what we need to do now, we need to get some tools out. Beautiful. So I think I want the pieces to be let's do 5 inches. Fold it in half. It'll give me 2.5 on each. Okay, cool. Here we go. So if you have a grid mat like this, it has a grid on it. What you can do is you can use it to your advantage. So you want to put the piece of leather so that it's actually sitting on there. Then make sure your knife is sharp. It's kind of an odd length. So what is this? This is good. So we're gonna take there's a numbering on the mat. And we're gonna cut it at 10 inches. Uh, okay. I like to use this flat blade. It gives me the easiest to push down with. With this one, it's more it's thinner, pointy on the end, so it's better for pulling. Cool. So if you see, we got two of these. Now I might end up making here I need to square the edges off a little better. This one's good. Perfect. Okay. A little more. That's good. So what you want to do? First we're gonna bevel these edges. Okay, cool. So what I need to do is punch a slot into the middle of this, and that's going to allow it to encapsulate this piece, this buckle. I'm also going to include possibly, I might not do rivet holes. It might be too thick for a rivet with it doubled up twice. We'll see. Screaming excellence. Praise God. Okay, here we go. So most likely what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my pieces of leather on the mat, centered, and then 5, 1, 2.5. Okay, so what I did is I placed it. I got 5 squares that I'm covering. I cut off 2 on the sides and I went to the center and I have 1 inch. So do that for the second one. I was gonna do the largest one, but I realized it's gonna stretch. So place, and then I'm gonna put the tool on the inside of the line that I created. Make sure it's centered. And that was loud. And then it's like a sounded like a gunshot, but it was lightning. All right. Okay, cool. So that was intense. So that lightning. I'm still thinking about the lightning. Okay, so you see I have 2 holes now. I'm gonna cut the slot out of it using 2 lines on the sides. I'll be right back. Sorry, I was pounding and it was hell loud. Good to hear. Okay, I am back. So now we've cut out or punched out the two or the four holes. So what we need to make sure is that we actually get straight lines here. Oh, I can use my blade. Actually, it's too wide. So just to keep it nice, I'm gonna draw a line and follow the line. Whatever. Let's just send it. One thing I have to watch out is that my blade doesn't pass over the other hole and slice the other hole open. Uh, it's all right. It's not the prettiest. I'm gonna go ahead and use the edge beveler on this. There's just these surfaces on the inside of that. They look gross. I'll be right back, my friends. Bring my dog in here. Good. Good job. My we have another little dog in the house, and we don't want, or they don't want the little dog to be around my bigger dog because she's she's just bigger and an adult dog, and she has her ways of doing things, her area and stuff. So I have to keep her separated. You got to keep them separated. So it's whatever the. Oh. Sometimes I wish I could watch my life whenever I was younger. I don't necessarily want to go back, but I mean, sometimes it seems like it'd be cool to just chill in the same room as myself and my brothers and sister whenever we were younger. Just sit down on a couch and watch TV with one of them or myself when I was younger. We watched Malcolm in the Middle growing up and like The Simpsons and just different TV shows. It would be just so entertaining, so cool to just watch yourself and hang out with yourself whenever you were younger. I don't know how long, if I would get tired of it or frustrated. I'm not sure. Yeah, you want this? The thing about being a leather craftsman is I always have pieces of leather to give my dog. They're very fortunate to have me. All right, so if you see, it gives it the ability to trap it. So now it's, oh, I mean, I need to pull all the way through. So you see here, it's going to be just like that. All right, so what we need to do now is we need to clean this up and then use edge edge burnishing compound. Okay, here we go. So this actually might be too much. Here we go. I got this 1500 grit. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold it into thirds and then put it inside. And I just want to go ahead and take off any large pieces, smooth up the top. Clean up the inside of the hole. So, I like adventure. I've lived in different countries in the earth in my lifetime so far. I've lived in Africa. I know that's not a country, but it's a continent. I've lived on the continent of Africa, I should say. Lived on the continent of North America. Um, so I think incorporating that sort of style into my work would be good. Like the world traveler stuff. Just gonna do the edges really quick. My hope for these videos, my hope for these videos is that people can have something wholesome to watch, you know? If people would put this on for their kids, I guess. My nephews and nieces, maybe. And I mean, I know who knows? Like people could watch 4-hour videos or 8-hour. That's a little bit too long. But people spend 4 hours scrolling mindlessly. I mean, I know I have in the past. So, Say, doing okay? Sit. Good girl. What's up with your nose? Do you have a brown nose? It's my dog. My dog. Oh, hey. This is Saint. Saint the dog. I didn't want her to be bored. I don't know if she's bored out here. Hopefully she's not. I don't know. I don't think dogs get that way. It's so weird. There was this huge lightning strike, and now there's birds chirping outside. It's like, where did that go? It's weird how it does that. You see? It's a little off-centered, but whatever. It's not too big of a deal. Cool. Okay, so now I'm going to apply the stain. This is called vintage gel. It says medium brown, easy to use, antique gel, used to antique vegetable tanned leathers. And then it has gel antique facile à utiliser. And then it says utiliser pour les tannage végétal antique. And I might have said that wrong, but that was French, I think. But it's made in America. Made in America. And yeah, it's from Phoebings. I thought it was called Feeblings, but Phoebings, whatever that means. Some encoded messages. So I'm just gonna clear my desk. So with this stuff here, what I learned is that if you put it onto the surface, the longer you leave it, the darker it gets. So what we're gonna do really quick before we do this is we're gonna buff it. We're gonna buff the surface. This is gonna help us to get any excess or any contaminants off the pieces. So our goal, if you can see back there, is to make it match. So we're just gonna, what I'm gonna do is apply it kind of thick onto the surface. Just wanna see the pattern that I get. All right. Did a nice coat. So I'm just gonna let it soak in on that. Let's buff it off. Okay, and then one thing you want to make sure is that you don't get this on your clothing. What I like about this stuff is it brings out the little lines and imperfections in the leather. Makes it very beautiful. And then after, if you have some on your hands, you can use alcohol, rubbing alcohol, if it persists. All right, now I'm just going to apply some more onto here. It's going to be my second coat. All right, buff it off. This does require a little bit of elbow grease, so if you haven't greased your elbow in a while, make sure you get that done before you do this. Right now we're going to do the other side. I like to shake it. It spreads it around a little bit better. Okay, let that sit. Oh, we're going to buff it off. Make sure you get the edges. You might have to go over the edges with the sponge. It's usually what I like to do. So this strap's a little bit thicker, but what this is going to do is it's going to be solid for the life of the piece. And the thing is, with high quality goods, is you can fix any part of it, and it's not really difficult to fix it. I mean, of course, it takes the same level of work to make the pieces new, but it's generally pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is let this sit. So you see it? Very nice. So I'm gonna let this sit and dry. I'm gonna go wash my hands, wash my sponge out, and then I'm gonna begin on these pieces next. See? Good girl. Okay. So as you can see, it comes out fairly well. You know, it'll come out over the course of the day. Rinse, wash your hands and stuff. Oh, so I'm gonna set this to dry back here. Actually, perfect. Now we're gonna get these ones. So I'm gonna use this side. You want to try to avoid getting the dye on your hands, but if it does get on there, it's not that big of a deal. You can also use gloves. Circular motions are good for this. It helps to make sure it's even. All right, we're just gonna hit it one more time. That's a lot. Here we go. Oh my gosh, it's like pudding. Oh wow. That's that's a lot. Gosh. Okay. I don't think we're gonna need to do the edges on these because they got pretty saturated. A little bit. We just want to buff it off. Some on here. Okay, cool. You know, I don't like how dark it is or how light it is. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker. Just a little bit. All right, I'm gonna let that sit and soak in. You can see how much dye is getting on my fingers. You don't really want to rush too much so you don't mess up your piece, but just spend some extra time in the sink. It should be good. We're gonna rub both of them off first, and then we'll go back over it again. Beautiful. So if you want to look at them, they're they have their basic color. Now I'm going to let these dry, including the strap, and then I want to do the edges with Tokonol edge burnishing gum, and I want to coat them with conditioner and soak it in with some heat. Do a process called hot stuffing. I will be right back. I'm gonna go wash my hands off, and I'll give you a little update and tell you what's happening. Stay here. Okay, great. So, uh, let's see. Okay, so let's check out the tube again. Our strap. So as you can see, the color matches very well. I was attempting to make it the same color because there's a chance that you could make it lighter or darker, but it works out pretty well. And these pieces came out very nicely. But yeah, this is the print tube. It's for architectural blueprints. And it's the first time I've ever made anything like this before. but it came out very nice. I put some pictures on it. And it's sort of a loose fit, but um, these pieces here are going to be sewn to this and help it strap onto the tube. And so it's not too big of a deal. It'd be different if it was not held on with tensioning straps. Not secured, I should say. And then for this piece, I still need to stitch these two pieces together because it's two. And so I'm going to use my machine, but the only thing is the thread that I have, it's a little bit thin. It's not too much. I think it'll be okay, but I just want to make sure that I make it nice. But yeah, so that's the conclusion of this video. Um, I will come back, maybe later. We might continue on this evening or do on Monday. So we'll see. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you put a like. If you're on YouTube, make sure you put a like, comment if you'd like to say anything. Subscribe if you would like. You can support the channel. It's up to you, no problem. But I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you just watching, being an audience, being part of this as well. This journey that we're on, that I'm on, that you're on, learning. Thank you so much for everything that you do on your side, and even you being a good person in your own life. If you are a good person, you can always change. Jesus Christ, He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And Jesus can make you, if you seem helpless, hopeless, He's the way maker. He's the promise keeper. He's the light in the darkness. And if you believe that Jesus died and rose from the dead, you confess Him as your Lord with your mouth. You say, Jesus, I confess you as Lord, and I ask you to be my Lord and Savior. You pray that prayer with a sincere heart, then you shall be saved. And I just wanted to give you that encouragement. A lot of people are told from a young one that they're stupid or helpless, hopeless, or even you might have gone down a road. You might be the worst person in your area, but you can know confidently that Jesus Christ loves you. He died on the cross for you, rose from the dead for you, that whoever confesses Him as Lord shall be saved. And He has saved me. He's given me this wonderful life that I have. And for all of eternity, I'm never going to leave His side. He'll be with me till the end, just like He'll be with you till the end. And but I hope this message was good for you.